What's up, everybody? Matt Gajewski here, back again with the Awesemo DFS channel, talking some USFL Week 3 DFS top picks. As you can see, I am not in my home location, so please excuse me for this background here. But we still have the picks for you. We're still playing USFL DFS, no matter what. So before we get started, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all other content goes live. We're also brought to you today by Prize Picks. And if you don't know Prize Picks, they're daily prop based contests where you can make lineups of up to 5 players. You can win up to 10 extra entry fee as well. When you use the promo code Awesemo, you can also find yourself with a match deposit bonus up to $100. So make sure to check out Prize Picks today. And as we get into the video, we like to talk quarterbacks in conjunction with their wide receivers just because stacking is so prevalent here. So when we look at the quarterback position, it's pretty clear that Brian Scott of the Philadelphia Stars is the top option. And there's a lot of reasons for this. When you look at the Stars offense, they are so pass heavy, way above expectation, and way higher in terms of pass rate than any other team in this league. Not to mention, they don't have a great defense, so they're allowing points on the other side, meaning they're in constant shootouts. So overall, the Stars using Brian Scott, he's $10,100 on DraftKings, still not enough, completing 71% of his passes for 6.6 yards per attempt. They're throwing the ball underneath a lot, but honestly, that's pretty good for this league. We don't have a lot of talent, and Brian Scott himself is a former Division III quarterback, so we want these easy pitch and catch opportunities for quarterbacks to rack up yards. And Brian Scott has that. He's also mobile too. He has 9 rush attempts, which is towards the top of the USFL. Gives him a fantastic floor. So Brian Scott's number 1, but we like to talk about stacks. This team is really hard to peg in week 3, and that's because of injuries. In week 1, we saw Devin Gray, Chris Rowland, and then Jordan Sewell operate as the top 3 receivers, with DeAndre Overton kind of working as that number 4. They use 4 wide a lot. But then Devin Gray and Chris Rowland were hurt in week 2. So we saw Maurice Alexander take over one of the top receiver positions. Now Devin Gray and Chris Rowland are back. So there's essentially 5 or 6 options in this receiving core, and we're not sure who's going to be on the field. I think your safest bet is Jordan Sewell at 7,200, who played a majority of the snaps in both week 1 and week 2. From there, I think Chris Rowland at 3,400 coming back. He's a player who was participating in 73% of the routes and saw 8 targets in week 1. He'd be the cheap option I prefer here over guys like DeAndre Overton and Bug Howard. So that's Chris Rowland and Jordan Sewell. Outside of that, you have a pretty juicy matchup in the game between the Breakers and the Birmingham Stallions. In that game on the Breaker side, Kyle Sloter had a fantastic week 2, but he's got like 6 injuries on the injury report this week. On the other side, I think we can look to Jamar Smith, who's still below 10K. Wasn't expected to be the starter at the beginning of the year, but Alex Magoo got injured, and Alex Magoo is healthier now, but he's still on the inactive list. That means to me Jamar Smith should have pretty free reign here. This is the game with the highest overall over-under. Jamar Smith is actually completing 61% of his passes for 7.6 yards per attempt, both those above average for this league, and he has 11 rushing attempts. That's up there among the league leaders, again, giving us a solid floor for DFS purposes. And unlike Scott, Jamar Smith is much easier to stack. This team is using 3 wide receivers essentially for 100% of the snaps in Victor Bolden, Osiris Mitchell, and Marlon Williams. Victor Bolden has a 33% target share. He's kind of playing this intermediate role with Osiris Mitchell functioning downfield, but Victor Bolden's a strong buy low, and the 33% target share is absurd for a team passing as much as the Stallions are. For the cheaper option, I would just go Marlon Williams. He's on the field almost every single play. You can't really go wrong with him. Now, going to the running back position, this is a spot that's a little trickier. I want to go to the other side of that game, the Birmingham Stallions Breakers, that is, and go to the Breaker side. TJ Logan is not going to play in this game due to injury. So we have Jordan Ellis maybe getting free reign here. They did move Larry Rose up from the practice squad, but Jordan Ellis, man, he had a 60% snap share, ran around on 45% of the dropbacks. This guy's been very efficient, and now he's on the team with the highest implied team total on the slate. He might get upwards of 70, 80% of the backfield touches, but at the very least, he should be in a 60-40 split. On the team with the highest implied team total, we're going to take that all day. And then for our second running back pick, we're going to go to Mark Thompson of the Houston Gamblers, team we haven't talked about yet, but Mark Thompson has been arguably the best rusher in this league. He led the backfield last week with a 66% snap share, 51% route share, and he's now dwarfing Dalen Dawkins. He's averaging 5.7 yards per attempt, which is among the highest in this league. And then you look on the other side, the defense that he's facing, the Houston Gamblers, that is, against Tampa Bay, they have not been very good this year. So he has an excellent matchup as well here. So those will be the two running back plays. Both of them pretty cheap. Mark Thompson's 5,700. And going back to Jordan Ellis, I mean, this guy's super cheap at 5,400. You can make some pretty good lineups, even leaving salary on the table. Let me know who your favorite USFL Week 3 DFS plays are. I'm Matt Gajewski on Twitter, at Matt_Gajewski. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time.